What's something women think impresses men, but actually doesn't?
I'm a pretty open and sexual guy, so most things don't faze me too much. I have had a couple dates tell me about how horrible the guys they have repeatedly hooked up with or had relationships with are. Again, I don't mind at all that a woman is kinky and really into sex. In fact, that's usually a positive to me. But if you keep telling me that you are basically into terrible guys, it's a turnoff and a red flag. Like, it's coming off that your kink is bad people.
Have met a few women who want a man to be mean to them for kink purposes. Most of them have, at some point, tried dating jerks to get that feeling. If you think that might be you, consider dating someone who shows their respect for you by doing the things you tell them you like, instead of the things society has told them you should like.
I feel as though the lip filler and fake boobs people are missing the point a little bit, even if those aren't great. My input is that I have had several instances where women have pretended to be interested in my nerdy hobbies only to later be annoyed by them and refuse to participate in them in a relationship.
Lip fillers are hideous. I have no idea why so many women willingly keep doing this to themselves.
Caroline Levitt has left the chat.
I went on a date with a girl who told me like 5 different stories of her getting into fights. Did not take her up on a second date.
You went on a date with my sister-in-law. Apologies.
Long, thick, fake eyelashes, like on children's dolls, and very long nails. Playing hard to get? Ladies, it's 2025. All the decent men will listen to you the first time when you say you aren't interested. The only people who keep trying are the jerks you'll complain about every day you're with them. Be an adult and talk about what you want.
I do not know why women can't put 2 and 2 together here.
Being high maintenance. I want a relationship, not a monthly subscription. Had a girl on the first date who kept bringing up making money and wanting to be super rich out of context, to the point where it got weird. Wanting to be rich is fine, but it shouldn't be 75% of your personality. Telling us about how many other dudes are interested in you or what they did for you.
Related? I have a friend who is smart, hardworking, strong, loving, just in general, a person with obvious value. Whenever her marriage has been in a bad spot, she tells her husband, and the people around her, a lot about how he will never find someone as hot as her. Like, girl, your looks are the least impressive thing about you. It makes me really sad for her self-esteem. The answers seem to be things men find unattractive, not what women think impresses men. Women don't do nails, makeup, or wear certain things to impress men. Some do, and a lot don't. Some people aren't answering the question correctly. True, but in fairness, it's pretty hard to tease out when women are doing something for themselves versus when it's to please men. I guess the only way you could really know is if there's something a woman does only when she's about to go on a date.
As a woman, I would say acting super jealous or trying to test him with some drama to check if he cares enough or is boyfriend or husband material. In reality, most men won't only be unimpressed, they will see it as a huge red flag, and rightfully so. Claiming to be an influencer or model, the delusional need for social media acceptance.
Bragging about being able to drink as much as men, I don't think I've ever seen it turn out well.
Being intentionally rude or sarcastic to seem confident.
There's a difference between being an independent individual versus simply not taking others into account. I'm glad you're your own person, absolutely. I don't want to be responsible for somebody's sense of self, but if there's no room for others in your narrative, it's probably going to be a lonely one. This is coming from a gay man, but I've seen it fail for my girlfriends a ton. Playing hard to get, most guys eventually just take it as a lack of interest and move on. Clear communication and showing genuine interest is way more impressive than a guessing game. My mom tried to convince my girlfriend she had to play more games and be hard to get because men like the chase. I was just like, please don't listen to her. We're together because you told me you wanted to be together, not because I see you as some object to chase.
Playing hard to get is never ever attractive. I'm not going to risk a lawsuit by towing the harassment line if they do not show the same interests.
Especially in an era when men can be publicly shamed or even fined and imprisoned for not respecting a woman's boundaries. No guy wants that hassle in his life. Once the makeup doesn't match the skin tone of your neck or shoulders, it looks way worse than your natural face ever could. 45 years ago in high school, there was an absolutely gorgeous girl who did that all the way down her neck, and I could never understand why. She would try and feather it down, but it was always so obvious that the color of her face wasn't her real skin tone. Thinking about it now, I'm betting it was some deep insecurity. Or maybe she just loved wearing makeup.
Lip fillers, ditto. They look fake and horrible. Fake eyelashes look like caterpillars. Overly long fake nails. Designer anything.
The more I happen upon this question, and the more I consider it, aren't the classic answers like makeup, fake nails, plastic surgery, high-maintenance beauty routines, perfume, and so on? Aren't all these things more about a woman feeling good herself and not necessarily about what others think about it? Seems that way from my point of view, as a man who has many women of all ages in my life.
I knew the comments would say this, but this is basically true for the male version of the question too. Most of the things women said they hate in that thread are just things he likes, such as fishing, etc.
Came here to say some variation of this, agree with all of it. I'll hear men and women say they hate fillers and makeup and drawn-on eyebrows and plastic surgery, but also make fun of women whose aging body has begun to sag, who have pale eyebrows, lips that look too small for their face, or who chew natural nails. Can't blame a woman for wanting to fix something about her body that she's been called out on her entire life.
And what is it about all that that makes her feel good about herself? They are all related to how she looks to other people. I find that answer pretty thin. Same story as how men and women dress at the gym. How come comfortable clothing for women is always skin tight, leaving very little to the imagination, while for men it's baggy shorts and t-shirt? We're not that different. Nothing wrong with feeling good about looking great. We all enjoy that.
Playing hard to get. Most guys don't read it as attractive. They read it as not interested and move on.
Photo filters, especially on pictures sent directly to me from women I already know. Thanks for showing that you could look better. My husband doesn't find it especially attractive when I ask him to pull my finger, but that may just be him.
Lots of makeup. Although, as I get older, I become more and more convinced that women aren't actually bothered about impressing men. It's really other women they want to impress or make jealous.
Yeah, the way I dress is solely for myself. If other people like it, cool, but I do it for me. Most people do it because they like the way it looks. The idea that women only do stuff to impress other people is pretty immature. Game playing. Instead, just say what you want. That would be a godsend to men everywhere.
Implants, too much makeup, acrylic claw-like nails.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.